Review project, I've actually created a digital resource for you called the LIA Binder, and I've also created a print resource for you to use for this project. Now, to locate the LIA Binder, like all the other projects that I do that are connected to the library, I always place them on the library website. Who remembers how to get to the library website? From the library website, and this is the home page of the library website. Okay, now, what you'll be using is called a Pathfinder. And if we go over here to the Departmental Pathfinders, we look for English, we find Ms. Foster, and notice that the assignment pops out right here. It says English 10 Book Review Jacket. So we click on that, and then it will give you the home page for the Pathfinder. Okay? This is linked. Notice how that's linked? All you have to do is click on this project, and then the LIA Binder will open up for you. Now, a couple things we can look at here. You know, some students don't necessarily like to use the digital format of the LIA Binder. You may actually want to print off particular pages from the LIA Binder so that you can have it next to your computer as you work. And if you notice the binder here, okay, you see this binder? Everything that you see up here in digital form is here in this book in print form. Notice it looks just like that, right? And you have tabs. You go to all the different resources in print form as well as digital. Now, for the next 3 days, because you will be in here for 3 days in the library to work on this project, it will be located in the library. Once you go back to your classroom on Monday next week, I will give this to Ms. Foster, and it will be in your classroom, so if you need to access it. But in the meantime, if you're in here in the study hall and you want to work on the project and you prefer to use the print form of the resources, you may do that. All right? Or you may just use the digital resources. Here, we can pop this out full screen. You need to enlarge it, you may do that so that you can see it better. Or you can shrink it back down, focus on, okay? I'm going to pop this open full screen as well. You may print that, yes. We're going to pop this open full screen. Notice I can download this to my computer, but I can also print it off as well. Here's your book review project, Allard. Make sure it goes on the front. It's glued on, it's not stapled. Notice there are other pictures here as well. It doesn't have to be just digital images. You can get really creative by using clip art, scrapbooking materials, and if you want to draw your own images, you can. But you still need to have probably 5 or 6 digital images dispersed throughout the project that you are citing. Part of the guidelines here is learning how to cite digital images, all right, as well. All right, and again, as it says number 3, you must cite all of your sources, including images, using EasyBib. Your works cited page should be submitted via Google Docs into Google Classroom. So you will submit a separate works cited page to Ms. Foster, and you'll upload that to your Google Classroom when you're finished. Okay, any questions on that? Cited pages here, and then an example of what it might look like for your folder projects. A couple things that I wanted to point out here. You'll notice that I have put citations on each of the images. Now, for demonstration purposes, I've made the font very large. In actuality, when you go to do yours, you probably will use a font of like a size 10 because you do not want this to distract from your actual images. But for demonstration purposes, you'll notice here it says Figure 1. There's your brief description of the image, which was the book cover, with your in-text citation. Okay? You'll do that on each image that you use. Notice it goes Figure 1, Figure 2, Figure 3, Figure 4, 5, and 6, and it will follow all the way through your project. That's how you would number them. So if you have 10 images, your last one would be Figure 10. Okay? Any questions on that at all? This is what the inside of your folder will look like. On the left-hand side, I use Kirkus, and I also use Publishers Weekly. You'll notice up there at the top, you see the dot, dot, dot. That means that I left out part of the review. That's called an ellipses. And one of the things that Ms. Foster wants is that she wants a critique of the book. She does not want a summary of the book. So that's why it's really important for you to actually read your reviews that you're using and only pull out the critique, right? And if you have to leave part of it off, you will start off with an ellipses to show what you've left off. And you'll see that I did it on both of them. Notice here, I left off something from the beginning, and I also left off something from the end. I only used the critique portion of the review. Notice that both of them are cited, Kirkus Reviews, Publishers Weekly. Notice the punctuation comes directly after the in-text citation. Notice that the quoted material has quotations around it. Make sure you pay close attention to those details. Okay? Over here, your favorite quotes, and that's on the right-hand side of the interior of your folder. Notice I pulled passages from the book. It's in quotations, and it follows up with an in-text citation with a punctuation after the in-text citation. That's MLA format, so make sure you pay close attention to that. You've seen that a number of times. Any questions on what's on the end? What does that look like? I chose the book Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate D. Camillo. How many of you have read that before? Probably in elementary school. One of my favorite books. Love the movie as well. So this was my personal reflection. I really enjoyed reading this book. All right, you want to state, did you like it? If you didn't, then just say, I didn't. So that's your personal reflection. All right, it's really, how did you relate to the book? What did you think? All right. The review of the book, Because of Winn-Dixie, is a heartfelt story that will never grow old. The love for an animal and child surpasses anything that the human mind can fully comprehend. This is a book that I would highly recommend for anyone who loves a good dog story that is guaranteed to pull at your heartstrings. So you need to state at the end, would you recommend it to someone else? All right? So in the personal reflection, make sure you say whether you liked it or not. In the review, make sure you state whether you would recommend it or not. Okay? Review resources, because remember you have to select at least 2 review resources, and that's part of your homework tonight, to find those review resources. I want to take a look at, right here, all right, here's Kirkus. To use Kirkus, all you have to do is use the search box. And the book that I'm going to use is Divergent. Select that. Oops. Try that again. Oh, there we go. I want to read the full book review. And here it is. Okay? As simple as that. That's how you use that one. You go to Publishers Weekly. It works the same way. All you have to do is search in the search box, put in the title of your book. School Library Journal. Same thing, use the search box. Teens Read is a little different. You want to select reviews, and then you want to determine how you want to search by the title of the author. I think it narrows it a little bit better if you search by the author. All right, a couple things I want to point out when you're using EasyBib. WA subscribes to EasyBib. It's not the free version. And sometimes kids will have some problems with EasyBib because they haven't logged in correctly. Couple things that you want to pay close attention to. All right, notice at the top where it says Pro for institution, check your screen to make sure you see that, because that means that you're logged in to the school's subscription to EasyBib. Go ahead and click on that and open it. Okay, we're going to open it. Okay, all right. What I want you to do at this moment, I want you to take your screen and just tip it. I don't want you to close it. I just want you to tip it so that it's not a distraction, okay? All right, tip it down like this. Yeah, you're just going to tip it down like this. Don't close it, just like that, so it's not a distraction, because I just want to point out a few things here. All right, we're going to go back to the binder. All right, we're going to look at EasyBib, because now that's what we're addressing, and you can start recording now if you need to. Okay. All right, some things that you're going to see here on the live binder for EasyBib resources. What I've done here, I have provided you with 5 different video tutorials from logging in to creating a new project, which you just did, so you don't really have to watch this one at all. You'll also see citing a book, citing a review, citing digital images, and exporting your bibliography to Google Docs. Now, the one that we're going to focus on right now is the citing a review in EasyBib. When we scroll down, you look at this, and actually I'm going to pop this out full screen so you can see it better. You're going to see below the actual video tutorial, you actually see a script of the tutorial as well. Now, this comes in handy when you are working on your reviews and you're at home, right? And you don't have Mrs. Porter to ask questions, and you need to refer to this video tutorial. And if there's only certain portions of the video tutorial that you need to rewatch or watch for the first time, notice that there are timestamps. Notice it's a timestamp, that's the beginning of the video, 43 seconds. And if you read down through, you can go to the particular portions of the video that you might need help with. And if you click on the timestamp, then it will take you directly to that portion of the video so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. You only have to watch the portions of the video that you need, okay? Now, we're going to watch this one together because part of your assignment today is to find 2 reviews, right? And you're going to pull the information that you need from for the citations, and you're going to record them onto a handout that I'm going to give you. And I want that by the beginning of class tomorrow, okay? So together we're going to watch this.
As noted in the book review folder project guidelines located in the Pathfinder for the English 10 class on the library website, you must include 2 to 3 reviews of the book you read for this project. These reviews will be placed on the inside left of the manila folder that Ms. Foster has given you for this project. For demonstration purposes, I am going to show you how to cite a book review from Kirkus, which is one of the recommended review sources for this project. First, type in the name of the book in the search box on Kirkus. Then, expand the review by clicking on the link. Now, as per Ms. Foster's instructions, remember she does not want a summary of the book, but rather a critique instead. Notice the example here for Divergent includes both a summary and a critique. So for this project, I would only copy and paste the critique portion of the review into my document. To show that I have not included all the review, or if you use a review that is incredibly long and you only want to use certain portions of it, you can do this by inserting an ellipses, which is a period, space, period, space, period, space, wherever you have left out information. So, for this example, the ellipses would come at the beginning of the quoted review to show that I left out the first part of the review. Don't forget, when you copy and paste this review into your document, to include quotation marks as well as an in-text citation. Okay, let's input the information we need into EasyBib to create the citation for this review source. Before beginning, double check to make sure you are logged in and that you are working in your English 10 Book Review Jacket project. Then select Bibliography which will enable you to begin creating the citation. Next, from all 59 options, select Review from the list. To start, we must determine if Kirkus is a magazine, newspaper, or journal. As you can see from the Kirkus website, here at the top, it refers to it as a magazine. Also, when I did a little research, this information is confirmed that it is in fact a review magazine. So we can leave the tab exactly where it is. Then, since we are using the online version of the magazine, select Source was published online. Now it is time to start filling in the boxes. The name of the review title is Kirkus Reviews, and you can find this information here in the upper right-hand corner of the site. Next, the name of the source reviewed is Divergent by Veronica Roth. Go ahead and put in the title and author of your book. Now we need to see if this source lists the name of the person who wrote the review. You may not always see the name of the actual reviewer for magazines such as Kirkus because they are usually written by members of the staff. So for this review site, instead of using a person's name, I am going to input the name of the corporation as the contributor, which is Kirkus Reviews. I am also going to use Kirkus Reviews as the magazine title as well. Now, I want to point out that Kirkus Reviews has both a print version of the magazine as well as the online version. So when selecting a publication date, we will use the Kirkus Reviews issue date of April 15, 2011. And for the electronically published date, we will use the review posted online date of April 5, 2011. Go ahead and input that information now. Some of you may be wondering about the other publication date that is shown as well. The date May 3, 2011 is the publication date of the book rather than the review itself. Next, since this is an online publication, no pages are referenced, and we will leave this section of EasyBib blank. As we continue, we can see that the online website title of the magazine is Kirkus, and the publisher and sponsor information can be found at the bottom of the website page, and you can see that it is Kirkus Media, LLC. Let's put that information in as well. Remember to copy the URL from the Kirkus website and then paste it into the box here. Make sure the display URL indicates yes. Lastly, click on Today to include today's access date. Take one last look over the information you have inputted and then finish by clicking on the red icon at the bottom. Create citation. There it is, and notice that it places the citation below in ABC order as it builds your bibliography for this project. Remember, you can always go back to the source by selecting the link under More, and the parenthetical is created for you by clicking on it here. Copy and paste the in-text citation into your document by placing it at the end of the Kirkus review, followed by the end punctuation as demonstrated in the project guide. As mentioned in the other tutorials for this project, please contact your teacher or school librarian if you need any assistance.
So you can see how easy it is to actually go back and refer to these video tutorials. Now, when we look at the live binder, you're also going to see not only is there a video tutorial, but I've also provided you with a printed guide, and let's see, we'll pull this full screen so you can see it. All right, a printed guide with visuals that will step by step walk you through citing a review if you prefer this method. You can print this off. Remember, you have the option to print it. It's also located, a copy of it is located in the print binder, all right, that I had referenced earlier as a resource as well. And I've done this for each type of source that you're citing. Notice, like, for example, if you're citing a book, here is the book video with the script, and you also have a printed version as well, okay, that will walk you through citing a book. So if you're at home, all right, or if you're in study hall somewhere, you're after school, you have all of these resources for you to help you with this project, okay? So there's no excuse for saying I didn't know how to do it when you have video tutorials and printed resources to use, okay? Any questions at this point at all? Any questions at all? Okay. All right, we'll stop the videotape.